All right, welcome everyone to the stream, the first of a week of microjams that I have been very excitedly planning and am excited to share with you all for our preparation for Global Game Jam 2024, which 2024 may sound like it is far in the future, but it is not. This is a jam that is taking place on the 22nd through the 28th of January. So last week, second to last week of January, Global Game Jam. If you've never done it before, it's a fantastic time. If you have done it before, welcome back. And Big Bang might be an excellent choice for your project for it. So what we decided to do this year, hey Summer, is to give you content for it like right away. So that's what this is designed to do. Registration opened today, I believe. So you can go to globalgamejam.org. Let me globalgame.org, participate in a jam or host a jam site. We will have a jam site. Our jam site is not actually public yet, but you can do Global Game Jam from anywhere, all over the place. And as you can see right here, main story going on, Global Game Jam is being sponsored by Big Bang. So we're super excited. And we're also going to have our own site. So if you want to be basically part of a virtual community with lots of good Big Bang friends, then that's the way to go. But you can also just find sites all over the world where you can jam in person or virtually with people, and you can use whatever you want, including Big Bang. So that's what we're going to do. If you have never thought about doing Big Bang for a, let me, let's put these together so that I can see it all at once. Put this guy up here. If you are considering doing it, it's a great idea anytime you're doing a platform to really learn it well in advance of when you need to do it under pressure, because Global Game Jam is 3 days. That is a short amount of time to do anything, even on your most comfortable platform. It's also a great opportunity to try something random and new. I've seen a lot of people recently who were trying Godot for the first time, doing it for Ludum Dare, which is bold. That is a bold choice. That is a high pressure game jam, but I am excited to see it. It's a wonderful thing. So highly recommend checking it out in the first place. Gonna go get back to my notes so that you can do it. You can register now. globalgamejam.org. I will go ahead and drop that in the chat. For those of you, oh, thank you, James. We'll have the site up soon. Welcome to the stream, by the way. We'll have the site up soon, so it should be available to join, and we'll have links posted. Second thing that you should note is if you are interested in all further updates like this, one, you can check out, this is the blog post. We'll also drop that in the chat for your edification. I like jam as well, Gaming in the Wild. Welcome to the stream. I'm a big fan of jam. Maybe even more than marmalade. I can't say. Who needs to choose favorites really at this point? But you can read all about it, and what you will also find in here, and this is why I linked it to you, is two different ways that you can get to our Discord. And our Discord is a magical place where you can get updates about that virtual site that I have described. And also you can literally talk to the people who made Big Bang. They're just hanging out there, ready to chat with you. And our team of community engineers, artists, and designers who basically make things in Big Bang and help people make things in Big Bang. And then there's me, who only helps. No, I make things as well. But we're all there ready to chat with you, and we're going to be super, super involved and ready to answer questions quickly during the higher pressure, but not high pressure, the pressure that you want to have it, but like shorter time span and more immediate need for response. We're going to be super involved and all over the Discord during that time. So it's going to be a great place to get help. It's going to be a place where you can find teams. We'll have a channel for it. And it's just going to be a good time. If you have not used Big Bang before, if you're coming from Global Game Jam or elsewhere on the internets and you're thinking, well, what is this thing? Well, my friend, we are a voxel-based, multiplayer by default, and entirely browser-based engine that you can use that is also a platform of user creation. So creates a network of ways that you can share content that you have made, from voxel objects to games to useful tools to scripts, and share them across people, edit them by multiplayer. And yes, welcome from Discord. Hello, Squid Kid. Big fan of your work. Happy to see you here in chat. And so we're a great place to do anything that you want to do collaborating with people, and to make a thing that is basically, I'm going to say, the most accessible way you can make a game. I can't think of something more accessible really than browser based. Like, even if you think like tabletop stuff doesn't have like a huge technology requirement, you do have to just like physically get stuff to people. And this, I mean, this Big Bang, I've tested it on a Steam Deck. Just been Steam Deck everywhere that you can open a browser, you can play Big Bang. Works especially good and especially well, excuse me, in Google Chrome, because Google Chrome has a bunch of things to let us do the magnificent graphical things and high performance and speed and all that cool stuff. But it'll work all over the place, and people are using it all over the place. So, with that pitch done, let's get into what we're doing here. So let me welcome to this magnificent makerspace made by the fabulous Summer Sky, whose work we're going to see throughout the stream, because I'm using a bunch of her stuff, and also a jam that we did together once, not too long ago, and made this glorious makerspace. And look at it, we've got particle board and blueprints and boxes and a whiteboard and a chalkboard, and look at the lights. I love it so much. And so I remixed this, a thing that we're going to start out doing soon, so that I can put basically all of the game links that we're going to be using, I've got here for us to play with, so that you can see all the same resources that I'm using. And you can, let me go ahead and actually make this a multiplayer link. Go. Here we go. And yeah, so everyone is welcome. I know. The boxes, they're just full of secrets and excitement, and I can only imagine what they could contain. I should have made them explode, or you know what I can do? Because I know what's up. Grab this little script right there. Now it's my box, little pet box. Come with me. Come to me. Okay, so I dropped a link in the chat, and that will get you to the version of the space that I'm working on. So this is my remix. Welcome, friend. And yeah, this is going to be a good time for us to basically be able to check a bunch of things out. So we'll be walking through. Hello, Summer. Welcome. Also very editable. If we have time at the end, we will use the interactivity kit to make all of the chairs sittable and movable and do a bunch of nonsense, but we don't need to do that right now, because we have a game to make. So to start out, I'm gonna need you all to take a leap of faith. Oh, all right, Summer's ahead of me, and walk across here. We're gonna start out with Mushroom Village. So what I wanted to do was start with somebody else's environment, because there's a bunch of Angel, welcome. I dropped a link in the stream to the area, but I will also bring you here. If you want to see, well, okay, we're going to remix this, and we're going to use, you can remix it yourself. So remixing a game, very simple. Look at this beautiful thing. This is just shared for somebody else to make into a game. It doesn't have a lot of play in it, but it is very cool. And so what we're going to do is we're going to remix this, and I'm going to take the link that comes out of that, and I'm going to put it back in the makerspace. So now I'm on a different version than like the one that anybody who came through the portal got to. And we're going to go back to the makerspace. Hopefully some of you all are still there. I know, isn't it, James? It is beautiful. The little dusty particles, they really tie it together. Okay, so now we're here. I'm going to take this teleporter. We're going to go into edit. By the way, if you're in this game, you can edit it too. So, feel free to mess with whatever you want. We're going to go into this teleport, and we're going to hit the script teleport to game. And I copied the entire URL. But let me see here. Okay, so I copied the entire URL, and the part that I need, so we see we've got the .bigbang.com, we know what that is, game editors, because we were in edit mode, this is the name, and this is what makes it multiplayer, and what we really want is just this right here, which is the ID for the game. So we're going to copy that, and then we're going to put that, if I hit this, into destination name, and we're going to make multiplayer invite code microjam week, right? So we'll put that in there, and that's just going to make sure that we all get into the same session. I put it in game display name, not game ID. All right, that's fun display name. And so we'll call this Speed Jam project, and we'll put that there. And I think that I need to, all right, everyone hold on to your hats if you're working on something. And we're going to refresh so that the new destination gets in. At least I was doing that with the other portals. I don't actually know if that's necessary, but it's fine. Okay, so we're all going to step on this button or walk up to this button. Is the collision funny on it? Okay, we're here. 3, 2. Oh, do I need to be in game? Oh, nope, still work. Nice. Yeah, I love, yeah, it's glorious. Okay, so now we are in my editable version of this, and anybody who steps on that button can start adding stuff to this. And that is basically the dream. So welcome, Squid Kid. Excellent work. Great portal hopping. And what we're going to do is we're just kind of look around this and just check it out. So if I go into fly camera, I can kind of zoom out and see what the design was here, right? We've got like a floating island. It's the same ground, I think, that we start every project with, or it's going to be very similar. And we've got some big, basically mountains closing in the area, and then these really giant, let's F to focus them, clovers. And so the basic design that I was thinking of was something like an obby, but a little bit more 3D Mario inspired. So something where you're basically jumping around, but we're going to have enemy danger and things like that. So if I, let's get out of here. And what we're going to do is duplicate this tab so that I can go back to the makerspace. Everybody can still hang out in Mushroom Village. I just wanted to get back to my whiteboard here. But basically, our basic plan is we remixed an environment. We've done that. We're going to play with some templates, learn to move templates from other games. We're going to make a voxel player that there's a great video that you can follow later along as well, and then make collectibles and enemies. So step 1, I'm going to go back into game camera. We're going to play with some featured templates. So if you go to templates, this is what will pop up by far. We've got a bunch of different options of things to look at. And like the easiest way is to just like drag them out. I don't know if I actually really want to put a hat on because I have a hat on. It works. But you see a lot of these are sort of designed to be pretty easy to use out of the box. Nothing too crazy, just something that you can try on and do things. So I thought that what would be nice would to be add a little campfire, but feel free. If you are in this game, you can just grab and drag anything in that you want. I think you do need to be, look at teeny tiny Squid Kid, probably ate the Shrinkify candy, or they shrunk themselves, one of the two. Shrink drink. See, am I the same? Yeah, I'm about the same size. Here we go. Yep, teeny tiny. Really works. So you can see like the glorious experience of the real-time updates that happen. I'm now going to be tiny for a little while, but that's okay. We're going to fix this. So we've got this. You can't hear sound, but this says, welcome Catherine Brinton to the stream. If you would like to co-edit with us, feel free to jump in. I will post this again. I need to like pin it as a link somewhere, but I'll just keep sharing it. And if you're in the makerspace, just jump on that button and you should get here. So we've got a beautiful fire. It has actually like a sound. What is the sound called? Fire burning flames, crackle loop 01. Yeah, very soothing, comforting fire burning flames, crackle loop 01. And we've got some particle effects. Lots of interesting things you can do with these. I think, what did I do? I found the dark smoke one and tried to make it a little less opaque. And you can see now, you can see through the cubes a little bit, and it helps make the smoke feel like it's dissipating. I don't know. It's very nice. There's a lot we could do with this. And another useful one that I see a lot of people on, Squid Kid already found what I was going to say next. That's what I'm talking about, is this guy, the trampoline. Just, it's extremely useful, and there's a bunch of cool ways to do it. So if I was thinking about trying to get a player up here, what I find is that right here, it's actually really hard on this scaffolding. You know, I didn't talk enough about this project and how it was made, but there's actually a YouTube video of it. Very ASMR fire of how this project was made. It was made by William Santa Cruz, who I think mostly works in Magica Voxel, but made this environment. So it's very cool to see. And I'll drop a link for that. I'll drop a link for that towards the end. But anyway, as you can see, I guess this is a little bit skewed because I'm teeny tiny. Is there a reset? Wow. All right, everybody hold your breath. I'm refreshing. There is something we'll swap out later, but probably not. Okay, so now we're full size. Everything should be the same, but we've got a trampoline. And basically, this trampoline can be this trampoline with above average height settings. But yeah, you can use the trampoline basically to take what is like interesting terrain and just like pop. Well, actually, that fits pretty nicely. But say pop the player onto the next stage. So I could just take a trampoline and say put it right here. Let's go. I got to get back into edit, and in templates, if I'm in feature templates, I'll grab the trampoline. I'll stick it right here. And the trampoline's very clever because it just uses your contact with the top of it. So this is the normal height, but as my co-working companion here has already quite rigorously demonstrated, perhaps to their own peril, there's a setting in the trampoline that will actually let you decide the impulse, which is basically how high you're going to fly. Yeah, James, you should. I mean, it's Dot Big Bang is its most fun, I think, when you're starting out, when you just jump in with people. So this is a great time. We're going to be here all week, so you can see some cool stuff. We'll have some more scripting focused things on Wednesday and Friday, and art focused things on Tuesday and Thursday with the illustrious Summer Skies. But yeah, so this really helps, but not to make any judgments, right? Because anybody can make any judgment, but something about the appearance of this is just not meshing with my little mushroom world. So I've got a couple of options, right? My laziest one would be to say I want it to be on this mushroom, would be to just put it there and then take the voxel object, and I'm just going to hide it by setting its opacity to 0. This will go away, just the lighting needs to rebake. So now I can, it's a bouncing mushroom. So that's like level 0. I can do whatever I want, right? But I could also make the mushroom a trampoline. We've got two sort of different ways to approach that. I could take the, a lot of times with these templates, right, what you're going to want to do is to, let's put the opacity back up. Oh, I left a little bit of opacity in. Is that it's easier to change out the voxel object than it is to try to put all of its scripts on a different voxel object. And that's because you want to keep a bunch of settings. You might want the particle effects. Like if we were trying to copy this fire, I can take this fire and say I got some other logs. So I go in here and I take the logs, all. We probably could look in liked because I do like some logs. Logs. Okay, so if we were to take, say, these logs, which look different from those, and I wanted to be in the fire, and I needed to make it all look like a fire, right? I would need to copy from this fire the sound, it's pretty easy to do, right? I can hit this to copy, click this, then I find sound, and I hit paste as new, and I've got the sound. And then if we look at, we've got 4 particle effects, so we need to do that too, and then we'd need to add these 4 scripts. Or, lazier way, is I can go to this and I can say, well, actually what I want to do is change the log pile. So if I do logs now, campfire logs, put those in, boom, easy peasy, different logs, same device, much easier. So you could do that with this trampoline, right? I could go in here and I could say, okay, what I actually want you to be is a mushroom. And you're going to find out we have no small number of mushrooms on this platform. mushroom, including one that I will be showing later. But we could take, say, Poisonous Mushroom by Tia Carroll, whose work I have quite enjoyed. And then now, game camera. If I can jump on this, then we'll see it's a trampoline. That's pretty easy. But trampoline, will notice there's no particle effects, there's no sound, there's just this script called trampoline. So I could also, instead of that, just take this mushroom and add a script, and we're going to look for trampoline. And there it is. First one. And now, made by Bradley Control Z. Now, if I jump on it, boom, trampolining. Ooh, look at that. I'm at the highest thing I want. And if I want to go really crazy, I can get into my entity search, find, they'll probably have the same name. There's sort of different ways to do things, but let's say I take all of these funguses, just hold down Shift and select all of them. One of them you can see has trampoline. Oops, I meant to control that. Control, remove that one. And then for all of these, we can, oops, I added a new script. Did not mean to do that. We can open a script and we'll grab trampoline, which you can see is in my recent items. So I know it's the one that I just used. We'll close that out because we're not going to be scripting today. That's part of our goal. And now just every mushroom in the game is a trampoline. We did it. We did it. What glorious trampolining future we have now. So that's just basically some of the design of the world that I wanted. Already done, achieved. We've done it. This is everything I wanted out of this. And I think I have some places where we can add some more obstacles to the player, but this is more about kind of making an environment and moving from kind of this like safe, cozy space and things like that. Yeah, I think I've gotten ahead of myself. Let me look at my workflow again. Okay, so one of the things that I thought would be interesting for us to add, besides like this campfire and stuff like that, is we can also just grab templates from other games. So I'm going to go back to the save and rejoin. Let me save here too while I'm at it, because we've trampolinified and that is already exciting. I'm going to go back to here and we're going to move into a different project, basically just so that we can grab a template. So this project Roomies is the one that I said that Summer, Sky, and I made for a different game jam, which honestly Summer made like all of it and I wrote some notes, but the notes are the fun part. And there's a couple of fun things that are going on here. What this uses is the interactivity kit that Ashley K made, that you can find linked in our Discord. And I forgot to grab the link before I started this because I had to link to this one. But you can see we've got a first-person camera, and Summer has shared some interesting things about why like a first-person camera is really nice when you're making an exploration game where you want people to look really quickly, look really closely at things. But I really just want this. Look at this, particle trees. So what we're going to do is we're going to, if you've ever played a little game called Pocket Garden, actually, I think we could just go to Pocket Garden. Let's see if it's here. So you can see, because I've stolen a couple of things. I have usefully employed some things from Pocket Garden. So you're going to notice some familiar mushrooms and things like that. But if you've played this game, there's a lot of things that make it really beautiful. But one of the things is the particle trees. Oh no, did I open too many things at once? I'm sorry, Pocket Garden. I'm sorry. All right, we'll come back to that. But this is actually like a fabulous, we don't, if I even see my farm, it's going to be bad. Okay, so we've got this cute little particle tree. And I just want to take it out of here. You can take all kinds of things. Say I wanted this rainbow chair, things like that, or we can fly up and we can see that there's actually, this is a whole cluster of particle trees. So if I move them around, you can see this is kind of a one object that does a bunch of work. This is the area outside where we staged things that we were working on. And we've got lots of different examples of particle trees. So if I focus that, we can see all kinds of different particle plants. So instead of being like going into the voxel editor and making these, they're made of particles the same that we make like the fire in the oh, this is great. Like the fire in this game. Ooh, there's a book there. Wait, is that that's not in the template bar yet? Or maybe there is. But the same fire, right? We've got these kind of particle cubes, and we're just using that to make a tree. So I could set that up myself, or I could go ahead and just grab a tree. And I believe there was a birch that I used to do this before. It's just the one. Ah, there we are. Let's look at this guy. Okay, so this is the tree that I'm going to use, and that's actually a wall, but this is the tree that I want to use. And so I'm going to make a template out of it. And the way I need to do that is I'm going to click it, make sure I'm in the editor, and open this entity thing. You can also do shift left arrow to open that and close it. In case sometimes you just want to be able to look at things, and then sometimes you need to see your, shift left arrow, entity panel. Okay. So this is the entity panel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new template. Sometimes you won't see that available, and it means you're going to have to click, oh my gosh, what is it? You have to disconnect it from the old template, make a new template. So anytime I do this, I just grab the name of the entity. So this is Birch Tree QB, and I put it in there, and I save that immediately. Because what you'll find is when you look in your own template bar, let me rejoin and... Sorry, I hope this is probably booting everybody as I run around, but that's part of the design of the thing. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to make a portal back. So what we can do is I've got microjam makerspace, whose name I changed. So I'm okay with not saving those changes because all I did was make a template, hopefully. Okay, so we were going to take... this is the portal to the thing, and what we're going to do is we're also going to make a template out of that. So if I take this is a game teleporter, and I'm going to hold in with the multi-tool selected, so you can just move or just rotate or just scale, or you can have the multi-tool which does all three. I'm going to hold down Control and Shift to drag a button out to the side, and this one is going to be the teleporter back to here. So I'm going to grab my game ID that's up here. And if I look at it, we'll say, we'll take this, and we're going to go into the teleport to game, and we're going to put the game ID there. And then the multiplayer invite code, I want to match this because this is where we've been going. So I'm going to copy this thing that comes after the MP equals. And that's the code that gets us into the same session. You can write anything you want there. It doesn't like change anything. I know the plants, right? Squid Kid. Sorry, I just saw that. Really, really gorgeous. Okay. So we've got the queue in there, and we want yeah, and then we're gonna put the multiplayer code in there. So that we end up in the same place that we are like right now. And then with the display name, we're going to go to microjam week makerspace. I'm just going to make it match the sign here. Okay, so this is this, and what I want to do is I want to make a template of this, but this is actually already a template. We got it from the template bar. So what I need to do to make my own template of it is, because basically all I could do is reset it to its original form. I can, I guess, save as, but it just doesn't do what I want some of the time. So anyway, we're going to hit unlink, and that's going to say, okay, this is a completely different thing. Forget that it had anything to do with the other one. And that way we can never break our original one, which we don't want to break. We like it. We like it the way it is. We're going to make a new template, and I'm going to call this game teleporter makerspace. So I've got that. So I'm going to make that. And then when I go back into the mushroom village, so I'm going to go into the mushroom village through this. Wait, did I save? Save. Oh man, I do not know how these things interact. Okay, we got the save in, hopefully. Then when we go to the mushroom village, I can add this teleporter to the scene. Let's go into edit by going into my own template. So that's going to be shift up arrow, shift down arrow. I remember now. That's the script editor. To open the templates. And in templates, instead of going to featured where we have the trampoline and the shrinking stuff and all that, we're going to go into mine. And maybe that book. I got to check. And you're going to see basically these are in order that you created them. So the most recent one you made will always be on the left here. And I'm just going to add this game teleporter right here. So now whenever I want to go back to the makerspace, I will press the save button first, for I am not a fool. Things do not auto save, by the way, on this. So you want to, because you need to make a decision with the saving, because it's sometimes nice to just play with things and break things. And that's kind of a lot of how we design it. So now this should take us back to the makerspace. Ta-da! And I can edit this and take it out of the makerspace because we do not want a teleporter to itself. I don't think it breaks anything, but I don't think it's a good time. And now we can step on this button and go. Oh, wait, save. Success. It said success. So hopefully. I don't know why I need to live dangerously with the saving while being about to teleport. Oh, nice cactus. I like it. Oh, is that also from the, did you pull that also out of Roomies? I love it. Okay. So if I can grab the birch tree, and if you didn't make your own copy of it, you can click it, click the unlink from template and make your own template. But we can use this for all kinds of things. So I'm going to make another copy over here and things like that. And we can change out. So we can change the voxel object the same way we did with the campfire. So if I go trunk, yeah, I think this is the one I tried before. Yeah. So now I've got this trunk. I can do a couple things. So I can't scale the voxel object without changing the entity. Oh, very nice, Squid Kid. Excellent work. Yes. Collection of 3 little potted plants. So cute. I love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's go ahead and make the trunk a little bit larger. So let's maybe go up to like 3 with that. 3 with that. Boom. Bam. Okay. And then can basically adjust the particles to match this. So what I need to do is I'm going to look into the particle section, and that is the script, not the particles. And I'm just basically need to decrease this initial offset. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit there so that it kind of eats my branch. And then as I'm looking at it, I think the emitter being, makes sense for birch, but as I'm going with a perhaps oakier tree, I, as an old school Minecraft player, only know of 2 kinds of trees. And then we'll bring this down again. And there's my little like lollipop of a tree. And we could just make tons of these. We could duplicate the particles and do things like that. We can play with the 2 colors that they have by changing the start and end color. There's like infinite possibilities here. And that's just with the tree. So now we have particle trees. We have particle potted plants. We've got lots of cool stuff. Feel free to add anything that interests you for it. And we've got a lot of trampolines in all of the mushrooms. And that was pretty much the dream there. So we're going to need, let me make sure I haven't skipped anything. So I'm going to press the save button now. Look at me pressing the save button. We're going to go back to the makerspace. I probably should make that teleport a little faster just for my own sake. I mean, it can be instant. The countdown is just so that you can make a choice, not because it needs to, I don't know, unload you from the game or anything like that. Woo, excuse me. Okay, so now we're back in our space and we're going to look at the other resources that we did. And it's because what I really wanted to do was make a player. In Big Bang, everybody gets to be their own skeletal object, right? We can see Squid Kid here is their own Squid Kid self, and I've got my own stuff. I raided the DBB closet for these pants, which I think might be the pants from the cat from our recent remix off, there was a skin prize that you could get, and it was a very cool cat, and I might have stolen that cat's pants. That cat still has the pants though, so it's okay. And then this is the Global Game Jam shirt from last year, perhaps the year before. We've been sponsoring Global Game Jam for a little while now. It's very fun to get to be myself. But if you're making a very custom game or you're making a game jam game, there's a lot of reasons where you'd want to just be able to decide what the player looks like. And a lot of times when you work in single player game making, you always do that, right? You don't just like let them pick an avatar or add a like custom player creator to the beginning of every game. Sometimes I like your Squid Kid tongue, by the way, Squid Kid. Excellent work. 10 out of 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this game called Player Template Examples. And what this is a beginning, just a beginning glimpse into the wealth of possibilities of things you could make your player be. Because like, unlike some platforms where like a lot of the player code will be hidden, my player is really just like a thing that I can edit with a bunch of scripts on it. And we can change those as much as we want. So this project, if you get into it, it's a great idea to have your own remix, but don't be like me and remix it again when things change because I made mistakes. Sorry, I probably lost you, Squid Kid, but I'll meet you back in the makerspace, and I will also drop this link as I'm working on this one. There's a bunch of new pants, skirts, and accessories dropping. Nope, these are new pants though. Okay, well, okay, I maybe stole some advanced pants then, but I'm very excited. They're puffy and much more my style. And you can see this game is so fun because all of the players are running around at the time, and this is going to be just tons of different examples of how you can change how the player looks, how the player works. Lots of different possibilities. We've got a boat here, and other things. But what I wanted to look at are these, which we're going to call voxel players. So there's the me that is the normal, and this is a skeletal object. I'm now a very fast skeletal object, but a skeletal object nonetheless. And then there are voxel objects, right? You make those in the voxel object editor, which I haven't opened on purpose. Because one, you're going to get a fabulous introduction to it tomorrow. And two, we're here, we are scavengers. We are the pirates of game dev. So we're going to basically make our own player. So we've got 3 little guys here, and we're going to grab 2 templates from this, and I will grab them and they'll be in the project. So you can get them from the main project if you want. But we can see this ducky is basically always doing the little waddle. It's just walking. So if you made a voxel object with an animation, which is really easy, then you could just have a walking one. And that is how I started. But then I just continued working with this little mushroom that was made for Pocket Garden by Summer Sky that I love. But if you look at this puppy, it's kind of fun because when it is still, it's just got this little waggy tail, but it's not animating. And then when it runs, right, we've got the hopping little puppy. Very cute. Very cute. So cute. And then it jumps. It has a jump and a fall, and its ears do a silly thing, and you can see everything jumping behind me, which is just utterly hilarious. Okay, so we're going to grab 2 things from this. We're going to grab this puppy, and I think it's better to stop before you grab templates, but it still works otherwise. So, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to unlink it from the template. We're going to create a new template. And then I'm going to copy the name into the name because otherwise it's my template. It's very confusing, and we're going to save. But we're not going to stop there because what we also want is this, which is the avatar switching button. And this is basically going to let it. So this is going to let us have, instead of normally if I'm making a game, right, I just say this is what the player template is. And I will show you how to do this. But this is going to let us in the project have lots of different player avatars that people can choose from. So we can make a kind of like choose your fighter sort of beginning to it. So I'm going to take the avatar switching button. I'm going to say new template. I'm going to copy that name onto it and press save. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the Yeah, I don't need to save any of this because my templates are sort of saved independently of projects. So we're going to go back to the WW. Apparently, I started pressing forward while I had the title selected. So yeah, WW Microspace, Microjam Week Makerspace, and we're here. And from here, we're going to go into the project. Boop. I think there's a setting. I think I can change what it counts down from. And James, I'm glad you're sold. I'm excited to see what you make. I feel like there's a little boat in there that with your name on it, and you can do all of your own modeling. I'm not doing it right now, but you'll see there's lots of things, and it is not the learning curve that say learning Blender from scratch is, for example. It's just voxel object editing. I mean, this is gorgeous, right? Like this is someone who really knows how to, like, you know, take some little bits out and stuff like that to make things crinkly, and to add a little something to zhuzh it up. But like, you can make something that's good looking like really easily. Okay, so now we're here. We've got a double scroll. What has happened? Oh no. They're having a conference. They're having a Squid Kid conference. Okay, so we're going to go into edit, and we are going to grab the two things that I just grabbed. So we've got the avatar switching button, which looks dangerously like the other one, but we can actually just put text on it, just by the way. Just going to go to a text component, and we're going to add it in and literally just write on this avatar switching button, and I'm going to put it at what is currently my eye level, although that's going to change when I become this puppy. So let's just, is that eye level? Yeah. Okay. Is there an alignment? Yeah. Okay. And we're going to align it center just because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy if we don't. Okay. So here's our avatar switching button. And right now this will actually put me in the player puppy avatar, which you can reference. So there it is. That's all you need. You could just steal that button, put it in your game, and you wouldn't even have to. Very important conference. Excellent. Excellent. The Legion of Squid Kids. So you could just steal that button, put it in your game, and bam, puppy. You don't even need to actually take the puppy template because this is referencing the original puppy template. But I want it to reference a different puppy template. So, excellent. Very good, Squid Kid. Betrayed by your name. If you wanted to say, well, anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But I'm going to take the player puppy with animations, this one, and now you're going to see, because of the way things work, on your screen, the puppy will be following you. Because that's it's got a player controller on it. End of story. So if you've seen, I think during the Combat Jam, I did a stream where I was making a Link-inspired character, and that Link-inspired character I forgot about in the background, and it still had the controller on it, and it was just running off a cliff over and over. Anyway, irresponsible game dev. Take care of your little player controllers, right? Duck Kid, excellent work. Yes. Okay, so we've got the puppy, and what we want to do is change it. And to do that, I am going to stop the game so that we can start playing with it. And you'll see the player one is gone because that spawns when the game starts, but my little puppy guy is still here. So I have something to edit. And so what I want to do is I want to change this to be a different entity that I made. And I kind of previewed it earlier. And it is, okay, so we're going to go into the voxel object section. Let me compress everything so we can just see a bunch of scripts here. We've got no shortage of scripts. And then we've got this text that actually gets set by this one. DBB set, what is it? DBB set username as text. First one there. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this builder puppy to something that I made. Which, let's see, I'll click mine and we'll see young mushroom walk cycle. So this was made, and if we click this button here, that arrow will actually, wait, you can put a player controller on separate objects as a way to enable that with a button or trigger option. Yes. So, I mean, that's essentially the button is swapping out the player template. You can put a player controller on anything, and yeah, I mean the triggers basically to add technical stuff, but to add a trigger to something, you have your normal collision, which you may or may not need, and you can just add another collision and set the response type to trigger, and then it does trigger things, and you'll have normal trigger functions, and you can do whatever you want with those. It basically throws trigger events, 3 trigger events. There's on trigger enter, on trigger exit, and what is the trigger tick function? It's a tick function while you're in the trigger, and it's called, I don't know. It's actually very easy to find. And also TypeScript autocompletes. But anyway, we'll talk about that on Wednesday. I'm trying not to do too much technical stuff, but James, I am excited for your glorious Big Bang future. Yeah, that's how you'd add a trigger, and you can do anything you want. Okay, so this little guy is my little mushroom. Sorry, excuse me. And it's a little large. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the entity, not entity, the transform, which is the blue second section that is incidentally blue. And we are going to do the world scale. We're going to set that to 0.5 so that I'm a tiny little mushroom, because is there a way to toggle that with a button or toggle action? Yes. I mean, these buttons you can see are literally, if you like, check out. Also, all these scripts are open source. I'm excited. It's very hard for me to resist, but all of these scripts are open source. So if you get into this game, literally hit edit, and you can just click this and hit this arrow and just see exactly what it's doing. And I could tell you, okay, we've got interaction is like a little bit of a layer on top of trigger, but there's a bunch of different things that let you set up interactions, or you can use this existing system that's really nice for them. Or is interact just built in now? Anyway, on trigger enter, calls a function called switch avatar, and that's it. That's really what's going on here. Anyway, we will save this for Wednesday, when we're going to be basically building a player controller. That is a Jetpack Pig. Hello, Jetpack Pig. How are you, Jetpack Pig? Okay, awesome. So I've got my little mushroom, and the mushroom has a walk cycle, but it's on a different number of frames. So what I can do is, if I've got this, is I can click this little pencil icon to edit it, and this will actually take me back out to the voxel editor. Recent feature, love it. And yeah, we've got the Boo Radley in the chat, and also always available on the Discord. Well, not always, but frequently, surprisingly often available on the Discord, especially to answer questions about scripts with his name on it, which include that trampoline one. So if you want the trampoline to ask differently, this is also your person. Okay, so this, if you look at this mushroom, it doesn't. I wanted it to show me what it remixed from, but this is actually, we can just, I got booted from my own thing. Okay. Yeah, it's hard. Didn't mean to leave. I was working on this, but anyway, if we were to, we can go to me. So if we were to go to this, we would see that it is remixed. I can click this button and I can see the original thing. And if you've played Bucket Garden, you've seen this little guy on the beach, in the town, I believe in both of them. You can find little young mushroom made by Summer Sky. And I just thought they were so cute that this one needed to be walk cycle. So I just took those little feet, rotated them down, and then made a little walk cycle. But if you see on mine, and I was going to actually just edit this into the description, basically I have 8 frames of walk, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, no, this is idle. 8, 9, 4 frames of idle, and then a jump up and a fall. Okay, so that's what we did. So we're going to go back to save and rejoin and edit. And is an Ashley creation. You just remixed a face onto it. Excellent. Excellent. So we're in several remix layers deep, which is the energy and vibe and goal of this stream. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go the pig has a player controller on it. Is a little, you know what would be okay, this is excellent. You don't need to change it, but you could put the DBB billboard script in it since it's 2D, so the pig just always faces the camera. Like, let's see, I think I could actually edit. This won't change it, but this would do it. So I can open DBB. Maybe this won't work. Maybe there's too many things controlling its rotation. But we'll see if that works. Yeah, so you see now the pig, no matter the one in the background, not the first one, because that's the one I edited, but that one is just always looking at me. Would be just a fun way to do like 2D stuff in things. So yeah, but this won't permanently change it. So that was just me sort of messing around in edit mode because that one spawned. Okay. So what we need to do in our thing, and you know what? Sorry, I was also going to drop the link. There's a long YouTube video. There's probably a YouTube video that's going to do this faster than I'm about to do it right now, but it's about 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. That'll basically give you everything you need to know about how to set up a voxel player like I'm doing. And that is made by the fabulous Heather Control Z. But I'm going to go into fly camera so I stop actually moving everything. And we're going to set up this section here. You see where it says voxel object animation controller and then voxel object animation. So you add this script if you want to basically be able to pick which of those frames goes with the animation. And I like reusing the puppy because you need to use certain names. So idle is going to be what we do by default, and it's actually idling just fine. Uh-oh, did I use is this the one I already set up? It's looking great. So what's going on there? All right, so we've got idle. Yeah, idle is 9 and 10. And I believe this needs to be, it's just a coincidence that my idle matches up, I believe. So mine goes 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll put 12 in there. And what should happen is we get a blink. We might have to save and reload. Okay. So the next one is running. And now these are all right. Did I just pull out the template? Possible I did make this, so I was practicing it. But we should be going. What's this template? Okay. So I'm going to go to templates, and when I want to find the ones that I made, I go to mine, and I'm going to add the player puppy, and we're just going to start again. So I'm going to take this puppy, and I'm going to swap the voxel object again, which is really easy because it'll show up in my recently used. And I'm going to go to the transform and set it back to the scale to 0.5. In the world, I went a little crazy trying to change the local scale, but the local scale will change as it moves. So you don't want to do that one. And then I've got my young mushroom, and I'm just going to look at these scripts again. It should start with idle, and then idle should go 9 to 12. Like I was saying, are we stopped now? Running should go 1 to 8. I guess we just match, and I found that suspicious. So start frame for the jump, I think, was 13. And we'll just do end frame as 13. And falling is 14, I believe. If we get this wrong, we'll just fix it. And then we don't have a swimming, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I guess, yeah, it just lined up with it. Yeah. So we're going to save that, and we're going to have to start and stop it anyway. But we also want to change this button. We need to make a new template, right? So the same thing I did with the removing it. I don't actually want to change the puppy because I want to keep the puppy exactly how it is so I can use it later in case I do have one with swimming or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to entity, and we're going to once again unlink from template and make a new template. And this one is going to be called player mushroom. And I'm renaming the entity there, and I'm going to make the template match. And we'll save here so it changes the entity name. And then we'll select push and save to change the mushroom. So now what I need to do is change this to, I don't actually want to change the template on this. I just want to, when it switches the avatar to, instead of player puppy, to pick my new one, player mushroom. That's it. So now I bet I can just do this now. Let's see here. I'm going to walk these guys off the stream. But now we can see my idle has a little blink and a little wobble. There's my jump and fall. And then here is my walk forward. Very advanced animation. So because it respawned, I could use the button to test it. So if you are joining this later, this project will be up for a while. I guess you'll only be able to edit it when I'm in it, but you could also make your own remix. This is a great way to just like test your player. But if I want to actually change the player that everybody starts as, I'm going to do that in part of the game settings, because that spawn happens as part of the loading of the game. So we can't just do it in like our own script. So in the save here, when I scroll down to player template, default player template is the one that puts all of my cool outfit on and stuff like that. And I'm going to select this, and I'm just going to also pick player mushroom, select. And then when we save, and I'm going to just reload now. Or am I in a different link? I'm in a different session. Let's see if I can make that stop. I think that's from the times that I, thank you, Squid Kid, good looking out. Let's see if this puts me back in the main one. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. Oh no, I'm still being put in a server. I think I don't have control over that. Can you hop in? Okay, so let's save, and I'm gonna go back to microjam week makerspace. And that is where Orcinus, Orcinus, whichever it is, but I'm gonna assume. I'll grab this link here. This is where we've been starting, and then hopefully, if we take this teleporter, we all end up in the same one. I think this is for me letting it idle out so many times. So hopefully 5, 4, 3. Oh, all right. Well, we're back in the same one on that. And then hopefully we get all together. And also my changes go through. And we all start out as mushrooms. Yes, we all start out as mushrooms. Hello, mushroom friend. And you can kind of see our heads are eating the name tags. So I could either get rid of them, which is actually, I think, what I want to do. It makes it more confusing on stream. It works. So you can get on here, and if you want to actually become Jetpack Pig, you can become Jetpack Pig. Oh, it is billboarded now. Is it? No, it's just facing the direction it goes. Funky things happen when you try to change. You use too many different scripts to do things. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually delete Mushroom Kid. Okay, so I want to change a couple more things about that template. I don't know. I guess this is the one. And I'm going to move it over here because I can. And for me, it says Controls As. For you, it probably says your username. But this is the one that's not actually a player template. It's just got a player controller on it. I'm going to just delete. You can also, you don't have to delete things. You can just deactivate them like this. And then it's already been set in the text. But if I go ahead, deactivate that, and then entity, what do we want? I don't think any of these are a problem, but you can sometimes, I've seen the rotation when we were making the cars, that was kind of annoying. So we're going to push the template and save. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. And then now if I say jump on this, wow, okay. I did this when I was practicing this, and I remember it is because of basically we are in the upside down. We're in the upside down. This is my new favorite error. Thank you everyone for coming. This is what makes it all worthwhile. This is worthwhile. This is the dream. This is actually would be a kind of like a good, like one of those like Sonic gravity swapping things. Like, I don't know. I love it. I think we need to make the sky scarier though, if we're gonna make this the upside down. Anyway, I'm gonna refresh and see if hopefully I might have messed up the template, because when the mushroom is larger, it collides with the camera, I think, which is what creates that glitch. Okay, yeah, we're in messed up territory. Okay. Let's go into fly camera, find out what's happening. It's just not even where I'm supposed to be. That's not where the spawn point is. Okay, so we're gonna look at my little mushroom. And sorry, in my templates. And all right, I'm gonna check in the entity search if I have a mushroom template still in here. So I'm gonna delete this one. And I'm gonna pull this one in, and then we're gonna see that, yeah, I didn't save the transform. Host got transferred again. Daggone it. Okay, I'm gonna fix this and then I will go in and out. It might be the refreshing. Okay. Oh, the host got sorry, that is not the same thing as what I was interpreting. You can't stop play. I sure can't. What a glorious time, because who else is even in here right now? Beautiful. Yes. Yep, I'm back. Okay. So excellent. Okay, great. Yeah, once you start messing with the player, everything starts getting confusing of who's here and where. So I think that what I'm gonna do to fix, I'm just gonna get into the transform. We're gonna go back into world, and I don't know why it's at 1, but we're gonna save it at 0.5. I think because it does spawn that way. And I think I just didn't actually save it when I did it. So, okay, this is what I want to be. This is the little mushroom size. This is great. And we're just going to go because, okay, what's happening is a lot of times when I edit things, right, I can just change them and they're changed, and that's great. And I can press save in the game and it does it. But templates are different. One, template saving is a different thing because they exist outside, which is why you can use them to move things from one game to another. And two, because we're spawning a template here, we need to save the template, which means I need to, saving here does not solve the problem. Okay, we can press play, by the way, and let everybody be happy again. And we got too many mushrooms. So we're gonna take this one. We're gonna keep that scale, and hopefully that will stay to the entity. I've never been quite, there's some magic in, like, how it doesn't just spawn in a weird place and stuff like that. So we're going to push that to template and save. And then when I step on my avatar switching button, because I'm in the game controller. All right. Am I wrong about what's going wrong here? Let's return to game. No, that is not helping. Okay. So one of the weird things about this game in particular is that it has an old camera, and it's just because this project is like 3.5 years old, maybe longer. I'm not sure. There's a YouTube video. So I might need to go get the new camera and put it in, which is actually pretty easy. So game.new, we're just going to open a new game, which I know is going to mess me up. Let's go. I'm going to go back to the makerspace so that we can all, I can't. Okay, I'm going to go back to the makerspace through the regular means. Boom, makerspace. And I just need the camera. So if I stop this game, I'll see the camera right here. I'm just going to make a template out of this. So it's going to be the same thing. New template. We're going to call it camera. I'm going to call it default camera, just so that I have a default camera. So you just don't have this in your bar, I don't think, right now, because the camera is not like the player. It doesn't spawn a new one. It's just actually a thing in the screen. It's pretty nice, honestly. So in the template section here, and we're going to save that. So now I've got a default camera. So now I'm going to go back to this. We'll rejoin this. Hopefully I'm not in a different session for Zit. The refreshing is what was getting me. It's been a little while since I did some multiplayer editing. And we're going to go back to the space. And we're going to change out the camera, and we're going to see if that solves the very, very strange problem that I am having. Okay. Oh, wow. Don't you just look fine and reasonable and everybody's having a good time? Look at all these little mushrooms. I think I am not the owner of this session because otherwise, yeah. Okay. So Squid Kid is the host of the session, which is why my oversized mushroom is following them. And this is beautiful and everything I wanted. I don't need to refresh. Who needs refreshing? Okay, so we're going to swap out the camera anyway. And basically I'm going to go to my templates, go to mine. Most recent one is going to be default camera. I think I could just put this in the scene and I don't have to do anything fancy. Yeah, it figures itself out. It's called camera 1. So that's the entity name. So if I go in here, I'm going to delete camera. And you can see there's like a bunch of scripts on this one. And this one has basically like a hidden script for nefarious reasons. But all I need to do, I don't actually have to delete it, or maybe it won't let me delete it until I set the other one as the camera. And we're going to go camera entity, and we're going to select camera 1 with all of its fancy scripts. So we're going to select that. And I can save. I can actually refresh as well. Yeah, so we will refresh now, which will actually probably put me back into unable to, but that's okay. When I was working with Heather and Brie Radley on a project, we would just basically, you need to cascade your refreshes. So whoever is the last person in the game is the one who can stop and start it, right? Is the TLDR on that. So if you need one person to always be in charge of that, then whenever they refresh, everybody refreshes after them and they become the first in the line again, or the last in the line again. So that's what you can do if you're working with people later, but we're feeling pretty good and we should have our camera, and I should be able to delete the original camera now. Camera, can I delete you? I just feel like okay. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to save that, and then I'm going to do a quick be right back, and I will be with you all in just a few moments. But I will leave the game up, so if anybody wants to jump in and start adding objects, that should be available to you. All right. Thank you everyone for waiting. This is everything I wanted it to be. We're back in business. We've got our cute little mushroom doing its thing, I can run over to this one, and I can become Jetpack Pig instead. So many options. And I think that what I would like to do is to take, say, this button and put it here. And we'll take Jetpack Pig button and we'll put it here. And we can keep these as options. We could do some cute stuff to do it. Okay, so we're just going to do this manually, although I did think of a sort of scripty way to do this, but we're actually going to go into voxel objects in this game. And we should find both of these here. So we're going to take this little mushroom, and I am going to disable animations on it. We're going to make it smaller, which is in the transform. We'll make you even smaller. We'll make you like 0.4 or something, quite small. We're basically going to make a little rotating hologram thing. So to rotate it, one of the things you can do that we saw with the trampoline script, which I don't think you can find trampoline in this like featured bar, but you can find spin. Glorious spin. So we got that going, and this is going to be our kind of choose your fighter screen type thing. What I'm going to do is we're going to lift you up a little bit while it's spinning. We're going to slow the spin down considerably. So on the script, let's see here. I open the spin script and I'll see this spin rate. I'm going to change it to 0.25. You can also drag it down. We've got this like nice spin. So what I want to do is I want to make it look like a hologram. And to do that, I'm going to go into the Vox object section. And we're going to set the emissive to like a blue, like kind of a, whatever hologram blue. And I believe if I took the tint to like a gray, I can kind of like also decrease the visibility of its different details. And I want this to be more in the green blue spectrum. Far right corner is like maximum saturation. And we're going to find the setting that is opacity and take that way down. And emissive intensity up. And there we go. There's my little rotating hologram that says, if you come here, you'll be a mushroom. And we're going to do the same thing. In fact, I'm going to just copy this with holding control and dragging it over here, but we're going to put Jetpack Pig in it. I think I can access Jetpack Pig. What is this Vox object called? Jetpack Pig. Pet Jetpack Pig icon. Got it. All right. So we're going to go to Voxel object and we're going to look for Jetpack Pig icon. There we go. Beautiful. We're going to select that guy. And because it's 2D, we can change the scale. The rotation thing I can't that easily fix. We could make another copy of it. So if we just like went into it, followed this, this one, hit this button, right? Then we could make our own copy of this icon and then we could make it centered, but I don't think I can just use the spin script to do it, but I'm fine with that. So we're just going to move this up and call that good, and probably increase the scale a little bit. So let's, over here in the transform, I can just grab my scale and be like, boop, 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 boop. Okay, so now you know which one you're picking. You can be Jetpack Pig. Boom. You can be a little mushroom guy. What a great time. Okay, so now we do need to delete some of these other ones like this. Goodbye. And we've got a lot of our game set up, right? We've got a lot of our world set up. We've got this idea that we are a little mushroom. And a really hard to jump on platform. So because I got smaller, my jump height got smaller, and there are ways to mess with that as well. But I'm going to have to put the template back in the thing. So let's go back to mine. We'll go back to player mushroom. Take this little creature out, and we're going to look at the script called DBB. Is it velocity now? Is it forces? I think it's forces. No, that's just the gravity on it. Character movement. Yes. Okay. So basically, we're going to increase the jump impulse. Is going to be how fast you're going when you first jump, and that mostly increases the height enough that that's the only one I need to mess with. So I'm going to take this jump impulse just to 150. And I have to, if I want to be able to test that out, because I'm this mushroom. You can see me mushroom, regular height, jump height, new mushroom, bigger jump height. But you can see also it makes the jump take longer. So we're going to go back into character movement modal. And we're also going to increase the gravity acceleration, I want to say. Let's do 260 on that. And then I'll jump. And it's... Okay, let's take that even higher. Let's go all the way up to 300 and see where that gets us. Because what I would like, you see, I want this player, well, we'll see. Let's see height-wise. The player's going higher and are landing at about the same time, which is sort of what I'm going for. But I'm going to increase the jump impulse a little bit now. And maybe these will just constantly keep canceling each other out, and I need to change another lever, but I don't usually. So... oops. Okay. So now how are we doing? Boom. Close. Still not quite fast enough. Boom. Boom. Let's I don't know. The max is never does what I want. This is not jump speed, right? Traveled when So nudge that up a little more. Where are we doing? Boom. Okay. So this is the experience I was looking for. It's about the same time the jump takes, but this one goes a lot higher. So it's kind of just got a fast, springy feeling. So yeah, Orca, I will not be able to see yours change on screen because it'll be the other one that you're controlling, but hopefully you've got it as well. So I'm going to save these settings. So if we just look at like what it ended up for me with the mushroom at half size was like 370. Let's make that 375 just for symmetry regions, and then jump impulse was 185. So basically increase them both and we get like a fast higher jump. So we're going to take all that. What are we going to do? We're going to push it to the template again, my friends. This is what we do. So we select push to template and press save. And then we don't have to respawn to do it. We can actually just run onto this button. And now we should be higher jumping mushroom. And we'll see if this, oops. And we'll see if this translates to able to jump on here. It does not. Am I higher jumping mushroom or am I same height jumping mushroom? All right. This is the one I changed, is in the back there. And I can, this is a ridiculous method that you would only do if you're being ridiculous. But basically, you see when it collides, I can get closer to it. So now we're in the same place. So are we jumping the same height? Okay. So this isn't quite the height. Oh, it's just a hard jump. This is why we made trampolines. And honestly, it's just this part that's hard. Because the collision on it is strange because, you know. Boom. Okay, so I got up. It's a little tricky. If you know me, you know I am no good at obbies. But say one thing about Zaz. They are no good at obbies. So we can actually change this letter. This is our game. We can do with it what we want. And it might be this. Ha! Got him fixed, right? Game design. That's how it's done. So, and you can see like when I was my player before, even with my new physics, I'm not going as high as I did because of the increased gravity. I think there's a timing the jump makes you jump higher. So there's some fun things with that, but we could go through here and we can't get onto that highest one, but that's okay. It's aspirational. And what I really want to do is get over to this one. All right. So now we've got some basic gameplay, but we need a way to sort of direct the player that doesn't make this just feel like a sandbox. Also, we need to delete a lot of little player templates because we're just spawning them all over the place. So let's go into the entity search. Will I actually tell them apart? I don't know. We could have put there's a no player parent script that you can add to a player template that will basically delete it if it's not the player. And that would have been a good idea. I'm going to press stop so that I can test this. We'll basically be able to see these guys. We're going to delete them both. And yeah, and now we should all, when we press play, we should all, look at us little mushrooms. Such a good time. Okay, excellent. Okay, so our next thing we want to do is we want to add collectibles. So to do that, and I know my mushroom friends are familiar with this, we're going to go back to the makerspace. Oh, -1. This game hasn't been saved. That's what happened. Cancel. Okay, now I know. Cancel. Oh, I want to save though. I regret this. Okay. Yeah, that was a weird, strange collision of two different systems. All right, we may have to. The template should be fine, so it might be that actually most of our work is fine. I just have to move that ladder back. Okay. So we basically looked at these three. We did the player examples. We remixed the game. We got the tree out of Roomies, and there's lots of cool other furniture that we can pull out of here. But next we're going to add collectibles. And one of the easiest ways to add collectibles is through this one, the candy collection kit. So if you did not participate in that jam, you can check out, I believe the VOD of the stream is still here on the YouTube channel. And if you're on Twitch, you might see it there as well. I just haven't checked in a while. But there's a lot of information. It's good. It's good to have information, but we're actually just going to skip straight to this. Now, one of the things, and you kind of saw this with player templates, but it doesn't happen much, which is that if I look at this, I've only got this candy corn. And this is basically what I want. I've got this UI at the top, and I'm not even going to add that. Because I'm kind of Mario inspired, and actually I guess Mario does actually tell you how many coins you've collected so far. It totally does. Okay, so we might add the UI at the end, kind of time willing, but that's not our primary focus here. So it looks like I've only got this one candy corn, and then this little thing, what does it say? If you want to change the look, you'll need to make your own version of the VFX template in the collectible script, but there just isn't one. And that's because it goes away after it plays, and it already did. But if I press the stop button, then you will find that I have this, which is a VFX template, and this, which is the collectible. And if I could stay and fly and press play, oh no, it's gonna still goes back to it. You would have seen for a second that the collectible one sort of spun up and disappeared nicely, but I'll show it to you when we get it. So we need to basically grab both of these. So I'm going to take this, which is collectible candy corn, and I'm going to make a new template out of that. I've got to unlink like I did before. And we'll grab the name, we'll copy that, and we'll make a new template. And whenever I use system, so this is the first sort of like kit that I've shown. So whenever I use a kit, I put a prefix on it. So this is candy collector kit, CCK. And then we'll put collectible candy corn, and we will save. So we've got the collectible. And then if I look at this collectible and I, not the spin, but I look at the collectible script, it has a collect VFX that references collectible candy corn, parentheses, collected VFX. Incidentally, right here, we have collectible candy corn, collected VFX, right? So that guy's right there. And this is the template that one is spawning. So whenever I go up, oh, we got to see it that time. Okay. I don't know why I changed my camera the first time, but not the second time. Anyway, and I run through, you can also see it by collecting. So what happens when I pick this up is this thing actually doesn't go away, but it stops being visible, and then the other one spins up, and that's the VFX. So we also need the VFX. So we'll grab this. We're going to also unlink from template. we will copy the name from the name section, new template, paste it there, and I'm going to put CCK, which gives this a very long name. I think I have actually passed the maximum name length before on this because it's not that long. And we'll save that. So we're going to take that and we're going to go back to our original. We say we don't need this one open. Leave this. So I'm not going to do the UI right now. We'll come back here if we need it. But we can go ahead and save. I don't think I changed anything that actually matters, but we're going to go microjam microjam makerspace. Oh, right. And refresh. And from here, we're going to run into the mushroom land where we will find our mushroom friends. We'll all be mushrooms together. Okay. So we are all little mushrooms together. And okay. What didn't save because of my standing on a teleporter while I needed to save was the deleting of these guys. So we will do that now. Let's go ahead and stop. And we'll find them here. Find this one here. Delete that. Fine. Oh no, my teleporter holograms didn't save. Ah! Okay. Well, we know what the buttons do. We know that they're around. And the changing the ladder. We've got that. So that should be fine. Hopefully, I think the jump should be fine. Let's see what our jump looks like. I actually can't tell. I think that's higher. Pretty sure. All right. We should probably make this a little more convincing than this like very floating thing, but we're pretty good. I'm sad about the holograms, but we'll add those back in the end. Okay. So now we want to add a collectible. So I'm going to go to my templates, swap from feature to mine, and they'll be the two most recent things that say CCK on them. Squid Kid, I hope you did that and that's not a bug in the thing. You figured out how to put the default avatar on because that would be excellent too. I guess we could just make that an option, right? Let people choose. So we're going to grab these two things. So this one that I just added, you'll see disappears immediately. I can do it again, and that's fine. And then we'll have the collectible, and that's this candy corn here that's floating in the air. So in order to sort of be able to mess with these, right, I need to stop the game just like I needed to stop the practice once or the donor one so that I can be able to mess with the VFX as well. And what we want to do is we're going to make this an acorn because look at our little woodland theme. It makes sense. Maybe mushrooms like acorns. I'm pretty sure mushrooms eat acorns. So, mushrooms eat a lot of things. But this will work. And I saw let's see here. Let's go into voxel objects, and it might be under my liked. Sometimes I find things in here and I forget to like them, but let's look under acorn. So we'll go to all and we'll find the acorn that I want. Is this one Foxcube's acorn? So Foxcube, if you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for your generous acorn donation. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. So we're going to add this and we're going to select that. And that is going to make an acorn. And you're going to see scale-wise, this is a very voxel efficient. It's low poly little voxel guy. So we're going to change the scale, transform, and we're going to make you 4 times the size. That's too much. How about half that? Okay. Yeah. Cute little acorn. So now we've got an acorn. And we need to make a new template. Well, okay. We're going to change the VFX too. So we're going to basically do the same thing. I'm going to get into the voxel object. I need to change the scale. Go ahead and change it to 1. And then we will take this, and my acorn by Foxcubes shows up there. And And so now I've got that. So this, I need to make a template so that this one can reference it. So we're going to go back into the entity section. We are going to not overwrite our template. We're going to unlink it and rename it. So new template, and this one I'm going to call Acorn Collected VFX, and we'll save that. And then we're going to go into our collectible one. And in the collectible script, we are going to change the collect VFX from the one that it started with to Acorn Collected VFX. Easy peasy. So now we press play. We're going to mushroom it up over here. A little mushroom friends. So many mushroom friends. And probably look cuter if I let it go. Did it swap back to size? Okay. We'll see it. And boom. We collected an acorn. So that's great. But we also want to make this guy a template as well, because we want to have a lot of them. Oh, very nice. Very nice labeling. I love it. So we want to collect a lot of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it its own thing, and we're also going to unlink it and make a new one. So this one is going to be called, we'll make a new template. We should also probably change the name up here. So we're going to call that collectible acorn, and then we will copy that, paste it here, press save. And now I have a collectible acorn. And what I can do now in my infinite power, and let's go ahead and press play so that other people can add things too. Sorry. I guess everybody can. Nothing's stopping you. But I am going to get in my fly camera here and zoom way up. And we're going to just start dropping some acorns. So the template bar doesn't refresh, by the way, immediately. So you just like swap it to featured and then back to yours, and then you'll get it. So we want collectible acorn, and we're just going to start putting that places. We want to say, hey, player, you should start with this platform because that's what Zaz thinks is cool. And if you've ever like played any of the 3D Marios, right, then you know that what we need to do is tell people the arc of their jump, which I don't really know. So I'm going to do my best guess, but I'm going to put a collectible acorn here because that's where I want you to go next so that you can find out, right, the clever game design that this is not just a mushroom. And we're just going to, let's see here. If the problem, it would be nicer if they weren't spinning. We'll pause. And we'll add another, oh no, I don't want the collected VFX. Sorry about that. I want the collectible. Put that there. And I'm going to use this to basically draw it into an imaginary arc. One control to duplicate it. Two to sort of arc it over here. Put that there. This is not much of an arc. It's going to look sort of pyramidal. Control, drag you over here. Okay, so we get the idea, right, of what I'm trying to do, which is to take, then we can press play again. We'll test it out. We'll see how close we are. This is the nice thing about these like hot reloads and things. It's Squid Kid conference. Such Squid Kid conspiring. Okay, we really, I need to fix this bridge, but we can make it cool. But anyway, so we hit the acorn and you're like, wow, what should I do next? There's acorns floating in the sky. What will I do? And you will jump, and we didn't collect any of them. So it seems like we need to move them all up, but I can actually just do that, which is the joy of working in something that just live reloads. Oh, they respawn. Okay, so we can fix this. I'm again kind of Mario inspired here, which means I don't actually want coins to ever come back, right? Or acorns to ever come back. They still seem to all need to move up, so go up. But I can fix this, which is one of the fun things about templates. So different thing than I've done with templates so far. So we pick up that one, and then we should, man, come on. So hard, impossible game. Come on. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Okay. So we're going to fix it so that they don't respawn. And I can do this by accessing just one of them. I'm going to go ahead and stop for this. Sorry, friends. And we're just going to click my original acorn. There's absolutely, this is the collected, right? Yeah, because it still says candy corn on it. Anyway, I don't have to click the original. I can pick any of them because this is what push to template is going to start doing. So what I want to do is I'm going to go into the collectible and the reset seconds. I believe if I set this to 0, they never reset. So we're going to do that and we'll test that out here, running over to the one that we haven't updated yet. And we should pick it up. And it's gone forever at the end. Maybe. Probably. Okay. That looks good. That's what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push that to the template. So push means I want to take my template and I want to overwrite it and say, make it like this. We're going to say push and save. Now let's go ahead and run over here. And what we should find is that this one, did they already reset? Okay, nope. You're going to respond. I'm waiting for you. There it is. So this one is still coming back. So what I need to do is I need to take these all and set them. And what I'm just going to delete my first one to make this easier for myself. Is I need to set them all to match the one that I changed. Hello, Redo. I guess F's in chat to pay respects. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so we've got these and we need to set them back. So what I'm going to do to select all of them, because I know they're called acorn, is, well, I thought they're called acorn. What are they called? Collectible. Are they still collectible candy corn? Because I didn't change the entity name. Okay, well, collectible will do it. And I put them in here and I can just select all of them. So you can see the blue and they're darker, so they're all selected. Now I can take all of those and say pull from template, which means I want you to take what's in the template and apply that back to them, which is sort of like reset them to what the template was, except for technically these were never there. So it's not a real reset. Anyway, that's what push and pull means. It's useful to know. Yes. So if we press OK now, and we're going to go ahead and press save because I keep forgetting to. And also we're going to move everything up while I have them all selected because that seems to be part of what I need. I don't know. Maybe it's down. I'm not sure. And we're going to press play. Hello, friends. Yeah, I can change this angle. We could make this make sense. We're going to jump here, and they do not reset. Oh, I love this. Is that a squirrel? This is so good. Or is it a puffle cat? Excellent work. Yes, I love it. You guys don't hold. Okay, but where's my trampoline didn't trampoline? What did I do? Is it the way I landed on it? Or is it something about my jump? Okay, odd. Oh, or did someone who is not me? Excellent work, by the way. Love it. Change the trampoline impulse. No, 800 is. Or something. It feels like something's colliding strangely. Right? There's like a weird. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on with you, little mushroom friend? We're all mushrooms. I love this little guy sitting there too. Very excellent work. Right? We're creating a little village, a sense of life, and a sense of Squid Kid. All these things. Let me just right. These could be steeper because you can actually walk pretty steep heights in DBB because there's a lot of coyote time. So it lets you kind of. All right, let's see if I can walk this. Yeah, you see it gives you like a little bit of grip, so you can climb up almost vertical surfaces. Like I bet I could climb this stalk if I were really determined, which makes for really interesting like possibilities. But you could also just completely overwrite that as well. Someone moved the collision. Let me see. Collider, where are you? Is it? We're kind of like, it's voxel object. Everybody's looking at this mushroom. Boing. Right, okay. All right, that's the higher height, which is actually closer to what I wanted because I did want to be able to get on that higher. Almost. This is the time. Oop. Nope, it's not the time. Come on, folks. Let's do it. Boom. Boom. See, something is weird here. This is just very strange. What's going on? I don't know. Okay. So we've got collectibles now, and we can actually add as many of those as we want because they're templates. This is the glory of templates, right? We could even like take a collectible acorn and maybe put it at the bottom here to be like, wouldn't that be cool for everybody? Let's press save. So we've got all of our collectibles there. And even though they're all gone for me forever because I managed to pick them up, created by Control Zaz and friends. This is the dream. This is everything in my world created by Control Zaz and friends. And a lot of very cool people put work into this, right? We have gone through community members' works and DBB dev works, stuff that we made during works, stuff that we made for game jams, like all of this stuff has come together so that I have this cool little like mushroom themed game. And the only thing I actually did in preparation of this, besides kind of test stuff out, was make these arms do this when they walk. That's it. That's the end. That's all we've got. So the very last thing, the icing on the cake, and because I have played both Squid Kid and Organized games, I know that they are familiar with, which is we're going to add enemies. So let us go back to the makerspace so that I may reach the final game that we're going to... the save thing again. This is so terrible. Can I... there's nothing I can do. I can only realize my mistake, which admittedly I would have done anyway. But besides the fact that we have this helpful dialogue that keeps you from being able to do the thing that I can do. What didn't we say? I think we just didn't save that last acorn. Anyway, so we're going to go to the final one, Basic Combat Kit. If you scroll back in our VOD history, you should also find a stream of me using the Basic Combat Kit. We're really going through a lot of my classics, the Spotify wrapped of game dev kits, if you will. So this one I have remixed several times and is great, but one of the greatest things about it is that it has little bad guys that'll come hurt you. And who doesn't want that? But again, I'm going for a Mario inspired vibe, so you don't get weapons. You don't get anything to do about it. What you get is the need to sincerely evade them. Much like most of the world, right? And so we're going to use this bat, and as you can see, this bat is going to continue hurting me until I die. And I believe I can actually just take it out of here without any consequences, and it will do this anywhere it goes. So we're going to take a little bat here. And we are going to make a new template. This, right, it's NPC enemy bat. And like I said, this is another kit. So this is Basic Combat Kit. So I'm going to call this BCK and put all the rest of that in there. And we're going to save that. And then I'm going to go, I guess I can save that since I need to be in the habit of saving before I go do destructive things. We're going to go back to the makerspace. You can technically, I guess you can, right? You jump on them. You don't have weapons. Yeah, I guess we play Mario differently. That's a good point. I just spend Mario fleeing for my life, which is how I play most games. So yeah, we could look into what a like jumping on top of you, right? I mean, that all comes from a very like 2D paradigm where like if you think 2D Mario has all these one-way platforms. So when you're going up, the rules are different from when you're going down. And if you've sort of already made that, it makes sense that like when you're going up and versus going down would also be how you kill enemies. It's all like wrapped up together. But this is no code. We could theoretically, the stream on Wednesday, we're going to be making a completely custom player controller, like just building it all ourselves. And okay, everything looks good. Let's see. Hope our acorns do not respawn. Okay. We missed the yeah, that's like it is like the collider's in the wrong place or something. I don't know. All right, we made it. See, there's challenge here. There's a lot of interesting spacing. I don't think this was intended to be parkour, but on the other hand, these are some very flat clovers. And since all fungus life is trampolini, I can sort of recover, or maybe not. Oop, yep, got him. Boom, back in it. We're back in it. This is a very forgiving thing. But what I want to do is I want to add some enemies, and I want to make it more dangerous sort of the further you go, which means I need some basically right here. So we're going to go back into edit mode, and we're going to take our enemy bat and put it right here. Hello, enemy bat. You go here. And you'll see, oh, was it upset? We'll see. Let me come back in. Let's see if we can do this. Boom, boom. This is obviously not fully designed. Like if this were really like quite as Mario inspired, you'd be able to, these would be spaced out more obviously. I think I can do that though. So let's just take this guy and we're going to move that back there. And see if that helps me achieve getting on this and this. I like the way it sort of makes the parkour hidden, and I like the element of surprise that is suddenly you touch something and it's a trampoline. I don't think anything about this. Okay. And I think the bat is not processing the clover as a ground, and even though it's technically flying, although it did hurt me, right? It can't come after me, but let's see. Let's see if we can mess with it. So when you grab enemies, you've got a lot of settings about like how far they'll follow the player. You can, just like we did with the mushroom, you can pick sort of what it does when it's attacking and walking and things like that. But it should be able to get me. And I think that it's just having a hard time because it doesn't think that the collision on this is very confusing. It's going to get me though. Do we believe in the bat? Do we believe in this bat's ability to harm me? Oh, yep, it got me. It's getting me. The hearts are ticking down. Okay, I don't actually want to die. Boop, but I did. And we respawned at the last place of safety. Yeah, it looks like it's just this clover isn't looking like a real platform. So we could say, okay, let's confine the bat to this. And we're gonna just take cylinder. In voxel objects in all. Just want, yeah, something like okay, this, and I'm just going to make this giant so we have sort of like a floor. Oh, hello, Squid Kid. Squid Kid the tree. That might be my new favorite character controller. That's excellent. So we're going to take this and I'm just going to move this down so it's under here. So the bat, you see, now the bat knows exactly where it's supposed to go. It just doesn't get that this is a ground. And I don't have to make it visible. So we can just boop that off. And now when I'm a player, go back to game camera and get back up to this area. Right, and if I really wanted to make this punishing, I'd probably take out these small ones or take the trampoline off of the brown ones or something like that so that you'd have to kind of go back to the beginning. It depends on how obby-inspired we are. Oh, man, yeah, I really thought I had that one. Gotta watch the shadows. Anyway, which I guess the sun angle is not really designed like this is supposed to be a useful obby tool. This is a pretty scene. But yeah, you can't really see your shadow, which you might want. But now, yeah, this bat is very comfortable attacking me. Which is great. Isn't that what we wanted? Orca avatar, please. Yeah, I mean, okay, so you would just want to make your own player thing and a button, and if you already have, I don't know if that means you have or not, but I could be wearing an orca right now. Unless you mean you want me to pass on to the skins department that an orca avatar should come next, at which point I'm also happy to do that. But we could, I believe you have made, or somebody has made an avatar. What are we? We can be Apple Tree. We can be Squid Kid. I'm Squid Kid. I have become the Squid Kid. This is it. This is actually all I wanted. Okay, this is the only one that's strange. All of the other ones are trampolining the way I expect. Anyway, we'll head back over to my little cluster here. And we get here, and I should be attacked by bat. Look at me being attacked by bat. This is bat is very large relative to me. Or as a Squid Kid, I am quite small. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Look at me. Look at me. Squidding. Okay, excellent. So we've got the thing. Let's make the bat something that is nefarious and scary to a mushroom. And I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe bats, but I'm trying to think of I was thinking a pig because pigs eat mushrooms. But let's look at our voxel object options, right? Just kind of scroll through, see what people have made recently. I mean, we get Jetpack Pig. Jetpack Pig could be the natural enemy of things. You know what I was thinking is a flame, because we can put like a particle effect on it, and it could be cool. So even on. Let me try your flame. Oh, did I destroy it? Okay. Or the location of the flame animated is weird, or I needed to pause that. If everybody in the game could refresh, so I can refresh, or just refresh. I like how as Squid Kid, I also say that I'm Squid Kid, and there's just a tree, nothing to see here. Just a tree that says Squid Kid for no reason at all. This is very good. But I don't know what happened to my bat. Did it die? Let's see here. It fell into something. Okay, let's see here. So its poor thing has been trying to catch me and kill me. Where are you, little flame? Oh, did it mess up the... All right, it's falling because it has gravity. Why can't I fall to it? It fell off the platform. Okay. Do not know why. Where's everything? Where is everything? Am I in the upside down again? All right, no, it was in the ground, but not fully the upside down. Okay, so we've got that, and then if we were to find the enemy bat, enemy, and without focusing it, we're just to try to find our indicator. Probably fell into space. Okay, but that's fine. Let us. We'll just make another copy. So, templates, mine. Remove the search query, add a little bat right here, and I'm going to try to swap the voxel. In fact, I'm going to delete this one, and we are going to. Could someone pause, please? Pause, please. PP. Very normal tree. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, this bat. Okay, so there's a bunch of things we can play with the bat. And when it was sort of stuck on that little island because it had nowhere else reasonable to navigate to. Is that me? Is that my Squid Kid just bouncing there? I think it is. Anyway, and it was very easy to control. But there are a bunch of things that you can actually change on these. So it could drop something when it gets killed. Not that relevant because we can't kill it. But we can control a couple of different things. Box object, blob shadow. Not what I wanted. Combat. Is it this one? No. Combat enemy behavior. There we go. So we can say basically have it kite you. So let's say I want it to stay like 10 away from you all the time while you're trying to be a person. Let's see if I can do it, or I need to respawn me. Okay, I can only see its behavior coming at me. But basically we could keep it. I don't want to keep that setting. So we're gonna make that 0 because it literally needs to touch. But you can check out all of these things. We've got them also on the .big bang documentation, but I only have 5 minutes left. So normal tree walking in and out of frame. Yes. So you can basically set like, will it die if it falls, or how high up does it need to be fall? Welcome, D-Twins. But we've got just like tons of different like little things about like, you know, how far can it turn? What does it take? How fast does it go? And you can just mess with all these things to make it do things. One of the most, is this on here? Okay, unwalkable tags is a really useful thing, right? So it's right now it's unwalkable tag is unwalkable. So if I say like made an area that I put the tag unwalkable on, the bat couldn't pass it. Now with a bat, this doesn't make as much sense. But if you think about your little Mario villains, your little Mario monsters, a lot of times they like can't go in water, and if they hit water, they explode or something like that. And so you can use this to sort of create things that they just won't go into. And that's an easy way to confine them without even having to mess with the like, what's the maximum distance thing like that. Just like, you're stuck on a platform and all around the platform is lava. And I said lava's not walkable for you. Oh, very normal tree. It's now correctly and accurately labeled. And that is beautiful. And I love it. Okay, friends. So we have 3 minutes left. We've got a basic villain. We could do a lot more with this. This game is right here. And you can create your own remix of it. So while I'm here, you can just edit it. But when I'm not here, you can, let's go return to game. You'll see a remix button here, and you could, the Mario villain is Bowser. That's true. Okay, Bowser is a villain, and like Goombas and Bullet Bills and things like that are minding their own business, frankly. But you know, okay, we can play with. So yes, I've just been bouncing here this whole time, and I love it. This is actually all I wanted, but the fog really makes this fun too. So there's so much more that you could do here, but you can see that it's really easy to just start cannibalizing, grabbing other people's art, and just making whimsical, ridiculous things. And throughout this week, so this was kind of our easiest stream. So throughout this week, you're going to be learning more about how to make things a lot more your own style and a lot more custom and things like that, because that's a lot of what you want to be able to do to distinguish yourself in a game jam. So thank you, everybody, for joining me on this amazing thing. Let me pull up the schedule, the full schedule, so that you can see it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Here is our schedule. So you can see we just did the Speed Jam. This was our no-code game dev co-building session. I would say we co-built, we no-coded, and we game deved. So we have achieved our goals. Tomorrow is Voxel Jam. So we're going to be making game art that pops. That's going to be with Summer Sky, who made this adorable, or who was part of the pipeline of the adorable mushroom that got it to the point where it was today. We've got Character Jam. So we're going to be making a custom player controller. So this is going to be about building behavior that looks nothing like our normal default behavior, and characters that look nothing like that. And at the end, I might make a skeletal object because it's fun and I did it before. We've got world building, which is going to be beautiful environments with Summer again, and then Code Jam, which is going to be with none other than our very own Charlie, who will be making a bunch of cool stuff that you can give your players when they show up, and basically teaching you all of the complex stuff through a bunch of projects. So it's going to be very cool. If you did nothing but this week, you could make a very, I was about to say very unique, and my English teacher would hear me from across the country, an entirely distinguishable, unusual, brilliant, excellent game using .big bang and the power of speed of creation and useful stuff you could do. So I'm excited to see you. It'll be the same time tomorrow with Summer Sky. I'll be in the chat looking forward to it. And this has been a delightful adventure. And I hope to see you all very soon.
No.